Alright, there we go. Sorry for the delay there. I'm just waiting on my web browser to catch up and show me that everything was actually live. But welcome to everybody that has shown up so far. Just checking in here for a little bit. Gonna do a quick stream. Oop. Sorry, just trying to get the mic adjusted there. But gonna do a short stream at least here for a little bit. Wanted to check in with everybody, see how everyone was liking the new video that just came out, and yeah, pretty much that and anything else, but mainly the new episode that came out on 539 Productions just a little bit ago at 3:30 p.m. Hey there, girl in the curl. Thank you so much. Hi there, Todd. Welcome to Zia. Hey there, Edward. Good to have you all here. Just put the last final coat on the 9 of the 539 symbol back there. As you can kind of tell, maybe from last night, it's almost looking completely gold at this point. But once I obviously pull off the tape, it should theoretically make a fairly nice looking 9. So thank you. Yeah, a little bit shorter of a video today, but I still was or I should say, I was still pretty satisfied with how it turned out. It was unfortunate that I wasn't able to make it inside of those 2 very large mausoleums, but at the same time, I have noticed that trend happening here lately, so, you know, it's just one of those things that you have to look out for as you are filming. So thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was trying to kind of incorporate all the scenes from the various intros that had been done over the entire series and bring that all together for the last part there. So thank you. Yeah, I'm glad everybody liked it. Yeah. So yeah, I could probably do another episode on that location at some point. There still is more to do there, but at the same time, I'm ending the series here for the moment. But I might go back there at some point and film another episode. But there were certain things that I wasn't able to get to last time, so but yeah, overall though, I was pretty satisfied with how everything turned out. Pretty glad that I got to go down there. There's another episode, or not episode, excuse me, but another location, I mean, down in that area that I want to get filmed for an upcoming episode. However, it just depends on how everything goes with the planning for the upcoming bigger trip that I've been talking about doing down south, and if it conflicts with that trip or not. So I'm not sure exactly how everything's going to play out, but at this point it's just kind of up in the air. So I'm pretty much I don't know how to describe the point that I'm at in terms of planning out the new travels, but it's I will say it's a better place, and it's getting there. Hey there, Roy. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. This is the second night in a row that we've done this, and again, wasn't really intentionally going to stream tonight. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't 100% sure. But thanks to everybody that has shown up and been chatting, and to those of you that have been watching in general. Sing a song. Probably not tonight, but maybe at some point here in the future. Obviously, I have a lot of musical instruments here in the background, including guitars, ukuleles, keyboards, even a few items that aren't technically in view. As far as I know, everything should be fine. Yeah, sometimes it can be just the local internet connection, Todd, so although if it's frozen up for you, none of this that I'm saying right now probably means anything at all, so when I'm looking at it from my end, everything's working fine. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening. Yeah, it might be. It's Tuesday night at 10:45, so I really don't know. But yeah, that's difficult to say. But it should be fine in terms of what I'm seeing. Because when I'm going and checking out the stream from my end, it actually works perfectly. It's raining hard in Southern California. Wow. Well, that's probably a good thing, though, right? You guys definitely need the rain. Hey there, Cindy. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. Good to see a few of you that are actually receiving the live stream. Looks like some of you out there in certain parts of the world are having some issues, so my apologies to those of you out there that are having issues receiving the stream. Hopefully that will get fixed here pretty soon, but it looks like at this point it's nothing on my end. Everything's showing up perfectly here, so I don't know exactly what's been going on. or why people are having buffering issues, but it doesn't look like it's anything that I can fix. So my apologies again. I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera up a little bit higher here. Okay, that's a little bit better at least. Yeah, good to have you here from Ontario. Again, much love for Ontario. Been there quite a bit. Always had fun when I was there. And looking forward to making it back there here pretty soon. Not sure exactly when. But I have some friends up there, and I would really love to connect with them and do some exploring with them too. So, who knows? Maybe that will happen here pretty soon. So, I know it can get a little bit cold up there over the winter, depending on how far north you are, but you never know. Mimi Fair, welcome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Internet is good. Thank you, Edward. I appreciate that too. Yeah. Good to know that at least a few of you out there are receiving the stream and it's working well for you. And yeah. Yeah, big fan of Canada, and I have a lot of future Canada plans. Got some really cool stuff in mind, and hoping to accomplish that soon. I don't again have a exact time frame in mind in terms of what I'd like to accomplish, but I've got some definite goals. But thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been the second night in a row that we've done the live stream, and happy to be back here. Happy to be connecting with everybody again. Thanks to everybody that has shown up on both nights here. I'm noticing a lot of you that have been here pretty much every night that we've been streaming here recently, it seems like. So many thanks to everybody out there. Comment about doing more research on graves. Excuse me. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if I tried to research every single stone out there, every single headstone out there, then it would take me forever. So, that's how I see it. Like, I do try to do a fair amount of research on certain locations, especially if they're an incredibly special location in terms of the uniqueness of it. However, yeah, in terms of researching each individual person that's there, it's almost impossible. So, but you know, everybody has their opinion, and I'm sure some of those people out there would love for me to be able to film every single stone that's at these locations. But you know, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you know, if they really want to look into those locations, you know, there is information out there, so they can find a lot of this information if they really want to. So I guess that's on them to look it up and find more on their own in their own time. So that's the way I would look at it. But yeah, good question though, for sure. Yeah, I get a lot of comments like that I need to, and I understand some of the people that say to slow down. That's perfectly understandable. But obviously, in some of these places where there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people, it would be impossible to film every single thing there. But yeah, every once in a while I do research on certain people for whatever reason, whether it seems like it's going to be an incredibly interesting and unique story or whatever the reason might be. But I do research from time to time on individuals. So, hey there, Debbie, welcome. My apologies. I don't know why. I don't know if my allergies are kicking in tonight, but my throat's been kind of scratchy and whatnot here recently. Hopefully it'll get better here soon. I'm trying to drink some water here as we speak. But yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing about some of these places that I go to is that, you know, there's so many things that are real mysteries. You know, certain people don't show up, certain people don't have dates, whether it's birth dates or death dates or whatever it may be. You know, there's strange situations, and you have to try and figure out what exactly was going on there. And I found things where it seems like excuse me, sorry. Let me get the mic back in place here. Just wanted to fall out on me. But you know, I found situations where it seems like the wife has left the husband, or the husband has left the wife, and has been buried with like a parent, or all kinds of crazy situations, and it's like you're kind of left there with questions, and all you can do is kind of try your best to piece together the information that you see there. Yeah, unfortunately, I find a lot of times that people are uncomfortable talking, or they'll, every once in a while, you'll see in my videos that I'll talk to somebody and they'll act like they don't know anything about the area, or they'll act like they're looking for somebody else, or they won't talk to me at all. So sometimes it's yeah, it's definitely something that I'd like to do, but at the same time, sometimes people don't seem to really want to talk to you at all. Oh, sorry to hear that, Debbie. Hopefully that gets cleared up for you here soon. Yeah, I've definitely found some handmade ones. And yeah, they're actually some of my favorite ones. So it's incredible to see the lengths that people will go to make really, really nice stones. But yeah, there's all kinds of crazy variations different types of architecture, and everything from professional to amateur, and it really all adds to the entire story of that particular place, and it's neat to see. Yeah, this year's been interesting. I've noticed it as well a lot with my allergies, that with the up and down weather, that sometimes there's just a dramatic spike in things, especially recently. So I've been suffering myself, but obviously not as much as some of you out there. But at the very least, like you guys to know that I feel for you. Are most mausoleums accessible after many years? More and more, especially recently over the last few years, I've been noticing a trend of sealing up these places. But things from like the mid 1900s, I've noticed are still accessible via the family member, or by the family members, not via. But so yeah, some of them are still accessible, but the older they are, the more likely they are to be sealed permanently now, especially. And a lot of the places I've been going, I've been noticing that this is a recent construction and recently sealed crypts and mausoleums. So that is interesting, Cindy. I have not stumbled upon anything like that myself, where it's the same name on two different stones with two separate spouses. That is very interesting. Thank you, Diane. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you here, though. But yeah, it's not terrible. Just a small setback for me. But I know there's a lot of those out there that are suffering with other things that are far worse than what I'm dealing with. But nothing that's too big of a deal on my end. Just need to get some refills on the allergy meds, and I'll be all good. Yeah, it is possible that it could be somebody that's a junior. I have found in the past that there are certain circumstances where people are not listed as juniors. And in fact, I'm going to be filming at a place here at some point in the future. I've been trying to film there for a while now, including before I headed out to California. And that's one of the reasons that I haven't filmed, is because there was some confusion regarding people of the same exact name, and it made things incredibly hard to figure out, and the story incredibly hard to research. So yeah, it's definitely something I've been dealing with here recently. Gotta expand my chat here for a second. Okay. The Vanderbilt's place. I have not been to that. Not really familiar with that. Yeah, I've definitely been in that situation, grilling the girl. Sometimes, yeah, you just gotta wing it and try your best. But yeah, I've definitely had some issues in the past where there are several people with the same exact name, and it doesn't denote which one is which. And yeah, you'll see in one of the ones that I'm doing up here, or doing here soon, it's actually technically a ghost town, and there's one person who it's like they seemingly transverse generations, and it has to be two different people, but even the spouses on it's a male that has the same name over two generations, and the spouses are also fairly mysterious, but everything seems to solidify once it gets to his daughter and her spouse, and then their children. But before that, it's very muddy. So I'm going to be filming that here hopefully fairly soon. But it's so far, even on historical records, I've looked up well beyond the burial records and into the actual historical records, and into several local historians who have documented the area very, very well, and no one seems to know what the history of this family is for sure. Yeah, and that's another possibility, that, someone could have been accidentally buried under another name, or, I mean, it's even possible that, somebody had a son that had the same name, and, I don't know. But it's strange in the case that I'm talking about. The daughter's husband has the same name as the daughter's father, both last name and first name. So it's as if and they're from different states, so it's as if the father married somebody who is incredibly elusive and we don't know who she is, and then she has the daughter, and then the daughter and the father moved to the Midwest, and then the daughter randomly found somebody with the exact name as the father, both first and last name, and then she married him and had children. And that's how incredibly crazy. And they started off life hundreds and hundreds of miles away from where she would have found this person with the same exact name as her father. So, very, very weird situation. So you can, there's many, many scenarios that could come up there to explain away what exactly is happening in that situation. So I don't really know. But, you know, it's not necessarily impossible to say that, you know, somebody moved across the country and then found somebody with the same name as their parent, you know, especially in the United States. So, who knows? I don't really know. Yeah, and I would understand if it was like, yeah, one name was the same, but according to the records, and I have correlated it numerous times across numerous different records, it's the same exact name. And I know that she was born, I believe, in Virginia and moved hundreds of miles west and then married somebody with the same exact name as her dad. And it gets far more complex as that, or complex than that, excuse me. So the story definitely doesn't end there. Yeah, Todd, occasionally people do request photos to be posted to find a grave, and if I'm able to get something that I know is a requested photo, then I would definitely do something like that. Yeah, absolutely, Diane. Yeah, real life is a lot of times stranger than fiction, for sure. It's raining harder. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing here. Yeah, it's been kind of doing freezing rain here over the last few hours, but I haven't really checked recently, so I don't know if it stopped or not. Yeah, that is an interesting situation as well, where, you know, the names correlate, but there's actually no relation between them, and that is something that could have occurred in this situation as well. So that might actually be the answer. Just as crazy as it may sound, she may have moved, you know, 600-700 miles away just to find somebody who happened to have the same name. You know, just because, you know, they had a similar origin in their European heritage. So, yeah, not to say that that couldn't happen as well. So, absolutely. But yeah, you will see when I finally do the episode or episodes. It probably is going to be a multi-part series by the time I get done with it. but it's one of those stories where it definitely turns into somewhat of a mystery. Hey there, Trixie. Welcome. Good to have you here. Welcome back. But yeah, Debbie, the first and last name are the exact same. In the case that I'm talking about, anyway. So, yeah. But thanks to everybody for coming to hang out. Got the hopeful last coat of paint on the flag back there. Looks like one gigantic gold square, but it is in fact a 9 once you peel all of the painter's tape off. So I'm hoping that it turns out really well after I get to do that. And then, yeah, just finishing up here some, well, I shouldn't say exactly finishing up, but getting some planning done here on the upcoming travels, and hopefully getting that done here in the next week or so. So we'll see what happens, though. Yeah, been a fairly productive day. Been really thinking about getting on here again and trying to complete at least one more night of streaming, whether it's the same length as it was last time or not, I don't really know, but you know, we'll try and keep it going for as long as possible at this point. A virtual tour? I guess it depends on what you mean by virtual tour in terms of if it's like a 3D with like a 3D camera. I don't have any intention of getting any type of 3D equipment, but in terms of experimenting around with different types of material, I would be interested in that. But yeah, I don't know. It just depends on what you mean by virtual. But if you mean like filming an actual like virtual tour, sort of like what is done with real estate when you're selling your home, to be able to do like a tour at your own pace around different properties, I probably won't be doing anything like that here in the future. Hey there, Laura. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. But I do think that something like that would be cool, though, for sure. I think something like that, if like a site like Find a Grave wanted to do stuff like that, where they could record virtual tours of these places so that people could, at their own pace, sort of check them out, that'd be pretty neat. Am I kicking you out? No, I have not kicked anybody out, so if anybody's getting booted, I have no idea why. I am, as the 539 Productions channel, a moderator here in the chat, so if anything comes up as flagged, then it will show up on my screen. And as of yet tonight, I have not had any issues with anybody's messages, so if anybody's having any issues whatsoever with it booting you, it's definitely not anything on my end that I can tell anyway. It's definitely not saying anything that anybody says is offensive, and I have not said I have wanted to boot anybody from the chat or from the stream, so definitely not trying. Oh, well, other than the issues that I was having earlier, no. Yeah, hopefully it's not appearing like I'm signing off. But if for some reason it is, I apologize. I don't know why that is. But yeah, hopefully that gets fixed. No, not even you, Cindy. No. Sydney, yeah. Sometimes it just depends on where I am, whether or not I'll go out alone. But when I'm out here in the Midwest, sometimes I will go out alone. But it's just something that I'm used to. But at the same time, when I travel, I usually try to go with someone else that knows the area really well. So, no, I'm not trying to leave here anytime soon. Other than maybe taking a quick break at some point here. But I might do that here in the next few minutes or so, but I'll be back. But no, not trying to leave at this point. But yeah, we are sitting things down tonight and taking it easy here for a little bit. But with that being said, though, I am going to take a few minutes here to take a quick break and then come back and stream here for I think quite a while longer, though. So let me put it back to the music here for a minute. Hopefully the software doesn't crash on me like last night, but I'll be back here in a few minutes. Hello everybody, welcome back. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Getting a little late here, not incredibly. It's 11:25 here where I am in the Midwest. So, many thanks to everybody that is hanging out here tonight. Let me know if you all have any particular questions about any of the content that has been released recently on the 539 Productions channel, and I will try and answer that. And yeah, other than that, in terms of upcoming travel, things haven't changed a whole lot. Gonna be trying to head down south here over the next few weeks and get in a lot of really cool locations, and then at some point heading back out west. And yeah, so that's the plan here for the next few months. Again, not 100% sure exactly when I'm going to be where, but I will be solidifying those plans here really soon and be updating all of you on what's going on there. I finally found a chair. Yeah, we got a chair here tonight. Just relaxing, hanging out. Yep. Not enjoying the angle as much as I thought. I need to turn the angle down a bunch. Yeah, it's a little bit better. But yeah, some of it's my fault. I'm just kind of leaning way back in my chair right now and relaxing. Been working hard here over the last few days and trying to make a lot of connections via different social media sites and email and all kinds of different stuff to make travel plans here that will be happening again, like I said, over the next few weeks. So yeah, been pretty exciting, but at the same time it's been a lot of work. But yeah, appreciate everybody coming to hang out. Gonna be on here for a little while, answering questions and whatever else anybody wants to, like I said, really talk about it over here. But I got the chat pulled up here. Hopefully it does not crash on me again. Didn't seem to have a problem last time, so I'm not assuming that there's going to be any issues this time. But if for some reason we do have issues, if somebody can tweet at me, that would be great, and I will try my best to keep that up here. Although I have YouTube pulled up. There we go. I now have Twitter pulled up. Apparently I do have some notifications. Sorry, trying to figure out if everything that I've been tweeting has been getting sent out. There we go. No, I haven't really thought about doing anything too deep into that subject, Todd. It's more about the history and the architecture and stuff like that for me, so, yeah, I really don't know. If I found some reason to do so, I definitely would. But at this point, I haven't found any reason to. But definitely a good question for sure. Thank you for asking. But at this point, I haven't found any reason to yet. So if I do in the future, though, definitely. But I try to keep it at this point kind of light. It's definitely not a really dark infatuation with me. It's, I really love the look of a lot of these places. I love how things decay over the years. I like the architecture in general. And all kinds of different aspects of it. But, in terms of the death itself, I really don't know. Awesome, Diane. Thank you. Good to hear. Always appreciate everybody that lets me know when things are looking good. Yeah, I feel like people appreciate that side of things, Not that there's anything wrong with the other side of things, but I've found that, as I've worked, even going westward, with more and more ghost hunters, that people also on the other side of things like to just explore these places, sometimes without that side of things. And so I've kind of come to an appreciation of both sides of things. So definitely not to put any judgment on my ghost hunter friends out there. But yeah, I find that people kind of like both aspects, both to look into the sort of spiritual slash paranormal side of things, as well as to just sort of explore the places in general. Good question, Diane. Probably later on this year, and possibly with a cousin of mine that lives down in Cincinnati too. So, yeah, I'll be doing some different videos with my family members here over the next year. I'm not sure exactly when they'll end up showing up, but sometime here in the spring is what I'm guessing. No worries, Todd. Absolutely. No, absolutely open to all levels of questions, so don't feel like you're going too far deep into a subject. I appreciate that as well. So, yeah, no worries. Ah, yes, the Mandarin Pig. Always been a fan of the South Park, of course. So it looks like we are just one short minute away from the hour mark here on this particular stream. So thank you all so much for hanging out here over the last 60 minutes. Hopefully tomorrow sometime I will be peeling all of the tape off of the flag and revealing the final product. So looking forward to that. Of course, Todd. Yeah, love the South Park. Get foomed or fummed. I'm not sure how exactly you say that, but yeah. Here in southeast Michigan, we have very interesting graveyards and mausoleums. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to do some more exploring up that way here soon. So, yeah. I'm sure here over the next few months, weather permitting, I'll be up in that area again and filming some more episodes. Definitely have some more things on the map. So, yeah. Including other areas of Michigan too. So, there's a lot of different places I'd love to make it here over the next year. Including some cool winter locations too. Still on furlough. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Laura. Hopefully they get things figured out here soon. I don't know what's going on, but it's one of those situations when it's just frustrating because nothing that you can do can solve the situation, so you're just kind of waiting on other people to solve the situation so that you can get back to doing what you do normally. So it's crazy. I feel for you. So I hope that they get everything worked out and get you back to work here soon. Northeast Washington has some great tiny old cemeteries. Yeah, I would love to check out Washington sometime. That'd be cool. Yeah, that is one area that I was not able to get to the last time I was out west or Oregon, so that would be cool. Am I going to do more drone footage? Absolutely. I'll be getting a drone at some point and doing a lot more of that. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I always like to get the local tour around certain places. Definitely good to have that opinion and that insight especially when you're a long ways away from home. You know, there's nothing better than a local to give you a great location to explore. Debbie, I can't start my job because of the issues going. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so many people are affected by all this stuff going on right now, and it's really too bad. I feel bad for everybody out there that's affected by all the drama and nonsense going on here around the country and around the world right now. It's too bad. It really is. And yeah, I would like to see a solution to all this happen really soon that gets everybody back to work, back to making that money, and back to a comfortable existence. So yeah, my heart goes out to everybody out there that's been affected by all of this. Omak, Washington. Yeah, I will try and remember that. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Born to be wild. As always, good to have you here on the stream. Yeah. As always, to my American audience out there and all of you dealing with what's going on right now here around the country, and a lot of the government jobs being shut down and locked out and whatnot. I feel for all of you out there, and hopefully we can get back to normality here really, really soon. So is there any regulations on drone flying, excuse me? Tons. More and more as time goes by. But that's just something that you got to deal with as a filmmaker. Do I have any plans on doing any more episodes based on urban legends? Absolutely. I would love to. That would be really cool. Hey there, Ramona. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you from over in Europe. Ramona joins us from over in Germany. So appreciate you. Let's see. Wow, it must be kind of early over there. So thanks for joining us. Yeah, definitely want to do some more episodes based on urban legends. And I still have a few of the episodes that I did in the past that I want to do second parts to. But some of the people that I've been trying to get in touch with are just really, really hard to get a hold of. And so I haven't been able to film anything else since then. And it's just been one of those situations where I've had to put things on pause because there's no one out there that wants to give me any good information, even though they might have it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to have as much respect as I possibly can for these locations and the people that came before us, and to make good episodes out of these places that pay respect and homage to these people. So, I appreciate everybody out there that sees that and lets me know. 5:44 in the morning. Wow, yeah. It is just 11:44 p.m. here in the Midwest of the United States, obviously, as you know. So, yeah, wow. But I think that was about what time I ended up going to bed last night after the stream, so I feel you there, Ramona. I need to have Ramona show me around. We need to do like an Oktoberfest. I need to probably like head out to like Europe like somehow like later on this year, and then like get to like Germany around like October or so. That would be a lot of fun. If not this year, then maybe next year. Because obviously I joked around on Twitter about doing Las Vegas for New Year's 2020, or at the end of this year, basically. But I do kind of actually want to do that. And I would love to get together with Xavier to celebrate New Year's. I think that would be kind of neat. And Las Vegas in general would be a cool city to celebrate New Year's. How long does it take to do a complete program? If you mean like a complete episode, it just depends on the episode. Am I in Indiana? I film in Indiana from time to time. I film in all kinds of states around the Midwest. I film in Indiana. I film in Ohio. I filmed in Michigan recently. We'll be filming in Illinois at some point. We'll be filming in Kentucky here soon. Hey there, Lynn. Good to have you here on the live stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I am hoping to get to Louisiana. That is a state that's on my list. I would love to go to New Orleans and do some exploring there, make some episodes there. So hopefully, maybe. It just really depends on how things go. But like I said, I should have more news on that over the next few days to the next week. So I'll be updating everybody about that really soon. So be looking for that here on Twitter. If you guys aren't following me over on Twitter, I need to figure out how to do I know like Twitch, there's the chat bots I can do that puts all of my social media information out there, and I need to do that. Your name is Laura. Good to meet you there, Laura. My name is Matt Isaac here on the 539 Productions channel. And yeah, so if anybody out there is looking to get the updates on everything that's coming up on the 539 Productions channel, as well as this channel here, the My Story channel, check me out over on twitter.com/Matt Isaac. And I will go ahead and put that out in the chat here. So yeah, if y'all are ever looking for any updates in terms of what's going to be happening in the future over on the 539 Productions channel, if anything changes in terms of the schedules of the upcoming episodes or anything at all, including on other forms of social media, if I release anything over on Instagram, if I release anything on any other social media platform whatsoever, eventually that information will make it over to twitter.com, if not immediately. So if you're looking for up-to-the-minute updates on what's going on in the 539 Productions world, make sure to check me out over there on Twitter. So, yep. And of course, it also helps me out on Twitter to have you guys give me a follow over there, so I do appreciate that support as well. Yeah, so I hope everyone out there has had a chance to check out all 3 of the recent episodes that came out for the recent series that I put up over on YouTube. And hopefully everyone has enjoyed that series. Got to check out some really, really cool things at that location and see inside a lot of really old mausoleums, and so that was a lot of fun. And it's all some really, really interesting and unique stuff that we've never had the chance to check out before over on the 539 Productions channel. Hey there, D. Welcome. Good to have you. Yeah, Twitter is one of those places where it's kind of a catch-all for everything that we do over on 539, and it's a great place to pass along information and to connect with a lot of you out there on a daily basis. So yeah, highly recommend that in terms of at the very least, keep in contact with everything to do with the 539 Productions channel. So that's something you're interested in, we definitely will be over there on a daily basis, and there is a growing number of us over there, so it's great to have new people come over and join in on the conversation and share with us over there. Thank you, Lynn. Good to have you over here as well for the second night in a row. Good to see that you liked all 3 parts of the recent series, or loved all 3 parts of the recent series. Appreciate it so much. I had a lot of fun editing and was pretty proud of how they turned out. But yeah, looking forward to maybe sometime in the future even getting back to there and filming a 4th part there to some of the places where I was not able to film. There was a few things that I ended up missing, but I did not have time to get back due to time constraints, both for daylight as well as some family obligations that I had, so I had to take off and head back home. So but it's one of those things where I always enjoy keeping things on the map to where I can go back and do it again sometime, so no worries there. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ramona. Yeah, Twitter is a great place to be able to update people on things, especially with sometimes having the notification issues. Twitter is always one of those places where you can always count on going to and making sure that you know exactly what's going on. Thank you, Ramona. Yeah, they seem to be doing really, really well. I've been getting a lot of notifications coming in, and yeah, I can tell that they've been pretty popular. So I've been very satisfied with how things turned out, both on my end as well as how people have been enjoying everything. No worries, Diane. No, absolutely. I mean, sometimes people don't have the time to watch everything as they come out, and so, you know, um, watch it on your time and catch up whenever you have a chance. And I always appreciate anybody watching whenever they get the chance. So, no worries there. But yeah, would love to hear how you like it when you do get the chance to see it, though. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Laura. I have, as far as I know, hundreds and hundreds of locations still marked out on the map. Some of them are weather dependent, some of them are not, some of them are in other areas of the countries, some of them are not, and it just depends, yeah. But yeah, tons of stuff to come, and yeah, not any shortage that I can tell anytime here soon. But once again, thank you to everybody that's come to hang out, or to come to hang out with me here tonight. And yeah, thanks for spending your Tuesday or potentially Wednesday, I guess, depending on what area of the world that you're in right now. So thank you very much for spending it here. Cades Cove. That sounds kind of familiar. I love the Smoky Mountains. Yeah, I would love to check that out sometime. I'll have to look that up too. But yeah, looking forward to getting back on the road here pretty soon and doing some really amazing travel to some really cool locations. It's going to be a really interesting end to the first month here at 2019 and the beginning of the second month. I think everybody will enjoy the episodes that end up coming from those travels. Wonder if it becomes a burden. I wouldn't say any more than what a normal job would. I probably spend a little bit more time on it than I would a normal job, but at the same time, I enjoy it a lot. So it's something that I like to spend a lot of time on. So, but I've definitely been throwing a lot of time into it recently to grow the channel as much as I can, and to get to a point where, you know, we are stable and growing at a constant rate, which, I mean, we pretty much are at this point, but at the same time, I just, you know, I'm trying to, sorry, I had to check on something. Okay, we're good. Anyway, I'm trying to get to the point where it's just at a comfortable rate of organic growth, and where I feel like we're somewhere where I'm comfortable that we'll get to my goal, or goals, I should say, that I have for both of the channels. So, you know, it's just a growing process. Yeah, it's awesome. It's good to see people that are growing up and getting that history instilled in them. Good to have you here, Laura. Thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully you have a really, really great night. Thanks so much. Yeah, liking and commenting are really good, and then yeah, anytime you share on another social media site like Facebook or Twitter, that's another really great thing as well. And then, of course, the number one way would be sharing in person. You know, word of mouth is obviously the number one marketing around the world, and so anytime that you tell a friend or a family member that you like the channel and suggest it to them, that's the best way for us to grow. But online, definitely sharing on your personal social media accounts are the best way for other people to check out the 539 Productions channel. So, and obviously, as I've said before, you know, I never try to act like I require anything other than, you know, watching, but I do appreciate any time that you guys take the opportunity to share the channel with other people. So thank you all so much. But yeah, just relaxing here tonight and taking it easy, not trying to do anything too complex. So I appreciate all of you taking the chance to just kind of hang out here with me. So, yeah, it's been fun. We've been here almost an hour and a half now. So appreciate everybody taking your time to be here. Thank you so much, Trixie. Yeah, and I appreciate your help as well. You know, and I do notice you here, and I've seen you here obviously multiple times for a while now. And yeah, don't think that what you're doing isn't going or is going unnoticed, because I see it, and I completely appreciate all of your support. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate it. And yeah, good to meet you. Good to see you here. Always good to hang out with everyone. And yeah, glad that you were able to join us here on the stream. And yeah, I think that, you know, everything's been growing here over the last year. the last several years, really, and I've been really satisfied with how everything's been going, and I think it's just been getting better and better. Thank you, Ramona. Yeah, always good to be able to help you start your day. It's kind of hard to think about. Sorry, I had to kind of formulate that idea. But yeah, I gotta kind of think forward in time. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that so much because, again, like I was saying, you know, it's the best way for us to grow, you know. Anytime you share on your personal social media account or to people that you know personally in your life, that is the number one way for us to grow, and so I appreciate that so much, you know. And it's a very personal thing, you know, to know that you guys out there are suggesting this channel and the 539 Productions channel to your friends and family. I mean, that means a lot to me. Yeah, it is strange. Very sorry to hear you're having some issues there with the stream and with commenting. I don't. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what the deal is. Yeah, and to have different issues across different platforms, that's very strange. Hopefully that gets taken care of for sure. Thank you very much, Lynn. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try very hard just to do the things that I love, and you know, I think that's what makes it a good experience. So, like you said, you know, it's I try to stick to what I like, and I try not to just do stuff strictly for the views. I try to do it because I truly enjoy doing that, and I try to do stuff that I would love to do on or off the camera. Thanks for joining us, Trixie. I appreciate it so much. You have a really, really great night. But yeah, I've tried to sort of make a promise to myself to always do content that I like to be filming, so that it doesn't ever become something that's just a job, you know. It doesn't become stale. The difference between Twitter versus YouTube, they're just different types of social media. Twitter's just more of a on the go sort of informational platform, and YouTube is sort of like a television platform on the internet, more and more anyway. But Twitter is more text based, although it's evolving from there. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, again, always love the suggestions, and I would love to travel around with as many of you out there as possible. That'd be really cool. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you are able to watch on the tablet at the very least. At least something's working. But yeah, I've been right there. I've had the technology problems myself. Hey there, Sue. Welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, um, really glad to be doing this for the second night in a row. Glad to be talking about the new episode that came out today. And was really, really happy to put out the content like this. It's been quite an effort to get all of this out to you guys in this type of time frame and in this type of quality. And so I was really glad to be able to get it done and get your guys' reaction on it. If I ever met any of my fans, sort of. I've had limited reactions with people, but I found a lot of people to be kind of shy. Just the other day, I was talking about on a one random stream. I'm not sure who all was there, so I might have said this in front of you, or I may have not said this before, but I actually ran into somebody the other day, and they sort of just walked up, and they just kind of looked at me for a second and just said hi, and then turned around and walked away, and that was it. And I've had a few people wave at me recently, especially people on the road. I've had a few people sort of look up at me surprised while they were on the road and sort of stare at me and then sort of like wave at me all of a sudden. As if they know me. I've had a few people actually on the side of the road a couple times, not too often, but a couple times the people on the side of the road will look up and see it and sort of recognize the car and wave at me. But in terms of actually coming up to me and saying, are you 539 Productions? No one's sort of... at least at this point, been brave enough to say anything other than hi. So, but at the very least, I do appreciate people saying that. But I'm assuming since I don't get out there very often, and some of these people I've never seen before in my life and are randomly just walking up to me to say hi. I would assume that that's probably where they know me from. I wouldn't know where else they would know me from and just be randomly coming up to say hi to me. So I'm assuming that some of you guys out there somewhere. So if for some reason one of you out there is one of those people, make sure to let me know, and I would love to acknowledge that. But for the moment, I have no idea who any of these people are, but I do appreciate them even just coming up to say hi to me. So. Yeah, I see a lot of the Masonic Order markers. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones. Whether it's the different male or female sectors of that order, as well as just the different types of groups that are inside of it. Obviously, groups like the Shriners are also part of the Masons, and so it's difficult to sometimes keep track of what all the different names are that are connected. But yeah, it's interesting to do that research. Yeah, occasionally, people on here tell me of locations that they're from, including recently, and maybe even tonight. I'm trying to think if earlier a few people might have said something about me. Well, obviously a few of you here aren't too far away, but some of the people that I've talked to have been at least near locations that I have filmed before, and so yeah, it's probably only a matter of time before I run into somebody on the road. But again, yeah, I think a few times I actually have, and people have just been kind of shy. And a few times people have actually known my name, too. That's one way I know. For whatever reason, they didn't say 539 Productions, but they just sort of said, hi, Matt. And there would have been no other way for them to know me. So, I don't know. I guess for whatever reason, I make people nervous. To do a dinner with the Masons. Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Might as well go for it. I've known some Masons, and they've enjoyed being a part of that group. So, yeah, why not? I know this is a bad angle. I apologize. I, again, need to improve the camera angle so that it's attached to the desk. It's sitting up on the desk right now, but it's still a really pretty horrible angle. But since it's the iPhone, it's a decent picture, so I can't be too incredibly angry. Oh yes, yeah, I am familiar with the was it the Sisterhood of the Eastern Star? Yeah, I have the fuzzy hoodie on tonight here. Yeah, big fan of it. Very warm. Although that's not very good in the wind. But it will keep you warm in the cold. Just not if the breeze is very very quick or swift or whatever you want to call it. Good night, Lynn. Yeah, I definitely have a few family members that are in the Masons, and they always seem to enjoy it. As well as a few friends. So, and I believe one of my friends is part of the was it either, I can't remember if it's the Sisterhood or the Order of the Eastern Star, but one way or the other, she's a member of that, and so yeah. And of course, something that I come across a lot during my travels in terms of markers on the various graves. You know, I don't know exactly why, Sue. It just well, I guess I do know why. It'll make sense once I say what I'm saying. But anyway, the wind just kind of blows through it. The actual fabric itself is very warm, but it just doesn't block the wind, if that makes sense. So, if it were like 30 degrees out, I would be very comfortable as long as there was no wind. But if the wind started to blow, the fabric would not really prevent the wind from blowing straight through. So, if that makes sense. Yes, the Shriners. I always love seeing the Shriners out in the parades. That was always fun. But yeah, the Shriners are part of the Masonic order. Yeah, there's quite a few different smaller I don't know what the difference is between the groups, but I know that they're all connected. Order of the Eastern Star, thank you. Yes, appreciate that. But yeah. I have a friend that lives in. She lives in Indianapolis now. She used to live in Chicago. Her husband is not a member of the Masons, but her family members are connected with the Masons, and she is a member of the Order of the Eastern Star. Obviously, there's no real. I don't think there's really any rules as to having to marry a member of the Masons or anything like that. So, not like that's breaking any rules, but both of them are friends of mine, and I know that he is not a Mason, but she is a member of that group, and her family members are also members of the Masons, but not her partner. I believe one of my family members was a Vietnam vet and also a member of the Masons. A windbreaker over it? Yeah, it probably would work. Yeah, so at some point I would like to visit some burial mounds. There's some very interesting ones around this area, and so yeah, that's definitely in the works. I haven't had a chance to do it yet, and I've been waiting potentially on getting together with some people that might be able to help me better film and document that particular area. So at some point it will happen, though. No, not cold, just like it, and decided to wear it. Also, the hair's getting a little bit long and a little bit unruly, so just wearing it until I get it trimmed up a bit, excuse me. So no, not cold though. In fact, starting to get a little bit of warm. It's actually, my heater in here is really, really, really good. So if I don't watch it, it'll end up getting up to like 85 degrees in here, and then it gets really uncomfortable really quick. But no, definitely not cold. I'm in a really well air conditioned room, even though that sounds strange to say over here, because air conditioned typically in the United States refers to cooling down the air, even though technically it could refer to any type of environmental conditioning that's being done. Hey there, Kim, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, good to have you in the live stream. Yeah, been talking about some fun stuff here. On and off 539 Productions topics. Yeah, I have no idea about joining. I've never tried. G-Team has documented them before. Awesome. I'll have to look at that. I would love to meet some people over at the G-Team Paranormal sometime. Thank you so much, Kim. I'm glad that you like them. Colleen, welcome. Good to have you. Yeah, Colleen was on here last night for a little while, and I mean, actually probably a little bit longer than a little while, I guess. But very good to have you back. Love Canada. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing this stream here with you guys tonight. Gonna go ahead and quickly check on all of the notifications again to make sure that I am up to date with everything. Okay. Looks like we are good to go. But yeah, thanks to everybody that has joined us here tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, yeah, the hoodies are very popular over here. I'm a big fan of the hoodie. Got way too many of them myself, but I enjoy them all. Excuse me. Wow. Nice to meet you too. Good to have you here in the stream. Thank you so much. Hope you get to join us again there, Laura. I am getting this crazy winter weather. Yes, we've gotten a lot of snow and we're supposed to be getting more here soon. Really soon, apparently this weekend. And right as I may be trying to get out of town to head south. So I have to see how that affects things. But hopefully it does not affect any of the travel plans. Thank you so much, Ramona. I appreciate it, everybody, Kim and Sue, and of course, Laura from. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Get Fumed, or let me know if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But anyway, appreciate you all for joining. Everybody out there, I'm sure I'm not obviously mentioning everybody here. There's a lot of you here right now. Laura, Sue, Ramona, Diane, Kim, Colleen, Diane, did I say Diane? Todd. Yeah, Edward. Thank you to everyone that has joined us here tonight and taking the chance to get together and hang out for the second night here in a row. Some of you are here for the first time, some of you are here for the second night in a row, but I appreciate you all no matter what. Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to make sure to be safe, but at the same time, being from this area and traveling in the winter a lot, it is something that I am used to. So if I feel like I'm not being incredibly dangerous, I will get there, or excuse me, get out there on the road and head out to the next location and get it filmed so that I can get it uploaded and edited for all of you guys. So, you know, getting feet of snow in West Virginia. Wow. Yeah, that would be rough, especially in West Virginia. I can imagine you get out there in the mountains and whatnot, and one of the big things about blizzards, having been through them myself, is that when the wind blows, you get the drifting. And so, especially in the mountainous areas, that can be incredibly deep. So, yeah, I can completely feel that situation. Yeah, good to have you on again, Sue, and to everybody that has made it. Yeah, see you next time, Laura. Good to have you once again. So happy that you were able to make it. Son's over in Virginia now, Debbie. Okay, yeah, yeah. Hopefully, he's able to stay safe in there, or over there in the snow. I mean, but yeah, yeah, it can be some dangerous weather, for sure. Like perfume. Okay, gotcha. Understand completely now. Thank you. Yeah, always rough to wake up early in the morning, but always good to have you here, Ramona. Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, not too far away. Over on the east coast of the United States. But, very cool city. Lots of history there. Yeah, I would love to make it to Boston sometime. That'd be pretty cool. Phone is finally picking me up. Good to hear. Yeah, that'd be interesting to know if we could ever figure out what the issue was. Yeah, I have no idea, but I would like to know. What's next for my story? Just going to continue to do the streams for a while. Trying to do more streams on the road. And eventually we'll get back to doing some more types of vlog episodes and other types of content too. But for the moment, gonna try to do as many streams as I possibly can from as many different locations as I possibly can, and then just kind of keep the streams going on over here. So instead of necessarily trying to do streams over on 539 Productions, and then just keep the normal episodes going on over there. So that's the plan for the moment. Thank you, Ramon. Again, appreciate it. But yeah, looking to get some more equipment here over the next week or so that when I do when I do take off on the road, I'll be able to do some streams while I'm traveling and not endanger myself or anybody else out on the road, while at the same time being able to take you guys along with me and show you guys the traveling process. What about my sleeping schedule? What about that? That's a great question. What about that? Yeah, if I had an answer to that, I would definitely give it to you, Ramona, but I have no answer nor any idea about my own sleeping schedule. I probably do look tired, yeah, occasionally. But yeah, it's been a lot of work over the last few days. Not incredibly tired. Some of it's the angle. I don't like this camera angle. It's gonna just kind of look bad for the moment, unfortunately. I'm not incredibly tired though, but a little bit. But just because some of the extended editing schedule that I've been doing for the last few episodes, but some of it's just I've been so incredibly used to standing up over the last few streams and having my camera way up over here that now that I have my camera just kind of up in front of my monitor over here, it's sort of like a new learning experience all of a sudden, so it probably looks a lot worse than it actually is. I'm just sort of getting used to looking straight at the camera, and again, it's a little bit above me. Hopefully to try and make it look a little bit better, but it just didn't look great when it was dead on looking right at me, so. But no, I always try to keep my health, or keep my health first, excuse me, and you know, I'm always looking out for myself, so, you know, it's not something that I ignore, so. Have I ever come across any mausoleums with anything unusual inside? I wouldn't say necessarily unusual. Sometimes there's somewhat of personal items in there. Trying to think if I can think of anything specifically. I don't really know. I've probably come across more at regular grave sites than I have at actual mausoleums. But at grave sites, I've come across all kinds of things, from stuffed animals, photographs, trying to think of what else, all kinds of things. I'm kind of drawing a blank now that I'm trying to think about it, but occasionally I do run into personal items, though. Sorry if I seem like I'm going back and forth, and it's just I don't like to sit still like this for very often. But I hope that it's not incredibly distracting. We're getting at now 12:37 a.m. here in the Midwest. We've been streaming now for just over 2 hours. 2 hours, 1 minute, and 20 seconds. So I appreciate all of you for being here, for hanging out, for engaging in conversation, and hopefully I've been able to answer a lot of the questions to all of your satisfaction. I have found a lot of coins in cigarettes, yeah. In fact, a decent amount recently. No worries, Ramona. Thanks so much for joining us today. And you have a really, really great day. Oh, did I miss something? My bad, Kim. Do the contributions go towards both YouTubes that you have? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah. Anything that comes through, I try to throw that back into the channels, whether it's getting equipment for the live streams or throwing it into channel or into the into the cameras for the 539 Productions channel, or anything else that I purchase to upgrade the video quality, like for instance editing software and streaming software and different things. So yeah, everything that gets donated will eventually go back into the channel. Yeah, the James Dean grave was a good example of people leaving change as well as cigarettes. I left some change. I didn't have any cigarettes or anything on me to leave, but if I were to ever go back to the James Dean grave, I'd probably buy a pack of cigarettes to leave there, I guess. So welcome back, Girl in the Curl. Thanks for rejoining the stream. Yeah, happy to be able to answer the questions. Yeah, just past the 2-hour mark. Again, thank you all so much for joining in, hanging out, being here so late at night. If you're here in the Midwestern section of the United States, it is pretty late here, and kind of getting early in the morning in a lot of different places around the world, and so some of you out there are probably trying to head out to work. So many thanks for taking a chance to get to hang out, even if it's just for a little bit. Yeah, once again, I'm kind of glad that the chat has not crashed again. I know recently we had some issues with the chat crashing, and I missed a lot of messages from you guys, and so it's actually been doing quite well the last few times, so I'm glad I haven't missed any of your guys' messages unless it's been my mistake. Man, I'm out of soda again. I only have my pop. I only have my water again. It's trying to snow where you are now. I don't know what it's trying to do right here, right now. I think it's freezing rain right here, right now. Yeah, I would rather have snow than freezing rain, but it may switch over at some point. Who knows? Yeah, and over in the United States too, it's actually very, I'm not sure about over there, but over in the United States, it's actually very popular to place coins on top of veterans' graves. So a lot of times at our war memorials, you will find different change placed on top of the graves. Welcome, Savannah Urbex. Good to have you here. But yeah, I've had the chance to make it to a lot of different war memorials for a lot of different wars, whether it's the War of 1812, Civil War memorials, and everything kind of in between, and including some graves for family members that fought in various wars. And around here, leaving coins on top of the grave is considered a sign of respect. Why do people leave rocks on gravestones? I'm not really sure. I've not encountered that myself. Again, probably might be a sign of respect or good luck. I'm doing well, thank you, Savannah. Yeah. Glad to have the episodes completed and up for everybody to watch. Yeah, happy to be planning out the next leg of the journey. Yeah, I can imagine Civil War stuff would be very hard to find out in California. Hey there, Francisca. Good to have you. Welcome. Wasn't really sure myself if I was going to do a live stream, and had the chance to pop on for a bit here and decided why not. I wanted to make it or make a better try at making this into a habit, I guess. And so I decided to go for night 2 in a row. And yeah, it's been a great experience so far. So, yeah, appreciate everybody that's had the chance to hang out with me here this second night here. And yeah, so hopefully this will be happening more often as we go forward here in the 2019 year. Yeah, including some, like I said, in the past, but in the, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, where were we? Okay, sorry. I kind of lost my place there for a moment. Oh, that was pretty violent there for a second. Yeah, I think it's the dust or something. I don't know. I think I need to air out the room. So I apologize. Been doing a lot of stuff here over the last few days, including some painting, and so the allergies have been acting up a little bit. But yeah. At any rate, hope everybody here is doing well. And a cuddly duvet. Yeah, probably should, yeah. Oh, man. I may have to take another quick break, though, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly the same time here, Colleen. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you here, and good to see you. Yeah, I hope you have a really good night. Creative people do not sleep. Yeah, that can be the case sometimes. It is a lot of times hard to bring oneself to sleeping when you could otherwise be being productive. Dad was an actor. That's awesome. that I know of. I've never had any family members that have been actors, either in movies or in the theater, so yeah, that would be really cool. Do I live in an apartment? No, I do not. Alright, I'm gonna give it another few minutes. I'm gonna take a quick break, I guess. Probably won't go not as far, but as long as I did last night. Who cleans up all the things on the graves? Most of the time, well, depending on where it is, if there's a staff at a particular cemetery, then they will clean it up and put it into a trash pile. Otherwise, it's up to Mother Nature and the family members. Yeah, I agree. I would love to do some acting at some point. I think it'd be a lot of fun. No worries. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you were able to catch another one as well. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys here in the next stream too. And yeah, many thanks to everybody that was able to join us here tonight. Yeah, I'm probably in need of a coffee at this point. I do have an energy drink here somewhere, but I've been trying to avoid it as much as possible. But yeah. Good night, Kim. Thanks again so much for joining us. And you have a really great night. Hope to see you again here in a future stream. Where are we at? 12:52. Another few minutes and I'm going to take a quick break. Again, I don't want to go too late, but at the same time, with all of this winter weather and with it only getting worse, I'm not sure exactly how productive traveling around here is going to be. So I may just wait in terms of filming until I can get on the road and travel further away and go south. So who knows? Yeah, the bell on this time. Awesome. Good to hear. Hopefully that works. Hopefully you don't have any issues. Good night, Diane. Thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed everything tonight, and hopefully we will see you here in the next one. Yeah, thanks to everybody who has taken off here. Wish you all a great night. It's good to see everybody that has come to hang out, and I understand that it is in the complete middle of the work week, so a lot of you got to get to bed. Some of you out there have got to get up to get the kids off to school. If any of the kids are watching, then obviously some of you have to get off to school yourselves. And maybe if you're of college age, you still have to get off to school. So who knows what your situation might be. But at the same time, I can completely understand, since we're in Tuesday and going into Wednesday now, that a lot of you will have to wake up earlier. And so I completely understand if some of you have to sort of trickle out here. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to get some caffeine here pretty soon. Yeah, I seem to remember hearing something about that whole tea thing. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate it so much. But yeah, I've heard not only that it's about the amount of caffeine, but also the type of caffeine and the way it delivers the caffeine is different. And so tea and coffee are actually a lot better for you than what an energy drink would be. Yeah, my family does all the Starbucks stuff as well. And occasionally I do too. I actually have it as well, Todd. Yeah. I had a friend that had a heart attack from drinking too many energy drinks. Yeah, they can be dangerous if you're not careful. Definitely something to keep in mind when you're drinking all that stuff. But yeah, always good to be careful with that sort of thing and keep a close eye on how much that you've ingested. Yeah, I had a friend of mine that actually had a heart attack, and they were, I think, only 30 years old. The energy drinks can be incredibly dangerous. It's not a natural form of caffeine. It's not exactly delivered to you the same way as something like tea or coffee would do. So yeah, it's something to try and avoid if you can do that. So yeah, definitely seen that side of things personally and had to make the hospital visits. So yeah, definitely be careful when you're ingesting the energy drinks. They can have some incredibly serious consequences. Well, no worries, they are all good now. Still kicking, still doing well. So, but it was a close call for sure. But definitely a lesson to be learned for everybody. And I think that that's what they would want everybody to take away from that experience that they had, was that, to be really, really, really careful when you decide to take advantage of energy drinks like that, because they could have serious consequences. But luckily, he survived and is still doing fine. And as far as I know, his heart is doing well again. So, he got lucky, but at the same time, it could have been a lot worse. So, I try as best as I can to limit my consumption of such drinks. Occasionally I will have them on the road, occasionally I will have them here, but at the same time I try not to make it every single day, and I try not to even make it on a semi-regular basis. So if I have it a few times a week, I consider it maybe okay, but I try to take as much of a break from, any type of strange foreign chemicals. Yeah, 30 is incredibly young. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you gotta be just incredibly healthy, and or I should say incredibly careful with your health would be a better way to put it. Um, you know, especially your heart. It's one of the big ones, right? Your brain would be number one. Your heart would probably be number two. So, those are some of the big ones to make sure that you're keeping an eye on with your health. So, you know, caffeine is a powerful chemical. And it is a drug, and it can have dire consequences. So it's important to be responsible, and at the same time trying to avoid it as much as possible too. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to limit the consumption of energy drinks to adults. 16 would be a fairly modest age at the very least to limit uh, people to for the consumption of such a product. But yeah, I would agree. It's not something that children need to be taking advantage of. If you're under the age of 16 and you feel like you need an energy drink, then there might be something else severely wrong that needs to be changed, either in your schedule and daily life or in other areas, medically, you know. Yeah, so I mean, if for some reason you're under the age of 16 and you're feeling the need to consume energy drinks, there's other things that should be considered at that point. So yeah, I would be definitely consulting some school um, staff, and yeah, asking what's going on. Yeah, it's important to keep a good eye on things, in order to get the most out of life, and be able to live life the way you want and fulfill the things that you want to accomplish. The easiest way to do such a thing is to keep a really good eye on your health, and obviously in any adventure, the better your health is when you go out on that adventure, the more likely you are to have a successful trip and to accomplish what you were going out to accomplish. So yeah, health is incredibly important, especially in travel. And obviously part of health is sleep. Oh, sorry. Yeah, see, I missed that. Should. Whoa. Sorry, the wind just seriously kicked up. Anyway, I should play games on the stream. I would be up for something like that if anybody has suggestions. I don't really know what kind of games to be playing, but yeah, if anybody has any suggestions about stuff like that, yeah, I would be willing to experiment around with different types of ideas here on the stream, including stuff like that. So, for sure. I'm gonna run and grab a drink real quick though, at the very least. So yeah, let me know what you're thinking about Sue in terms of what kind of games or ideas you had on that, and if anybody else had any input in that area too, make sure to add that in on the comments. And I'm gonna be back here in just a minute or two because I'm gonna grab a quick drink. I need to grab a soda or something. So I will see you shortly. I'm gonna turn the music down this time so it's not like blasting. So